She compared me to another guy. In a spreadsheet. What I did next. Shaked her through core. I wasn't supposed to see it. I wasn't even snooping. But I did. I opened her laptop to check the venue email she asked me to respond to. Instead, I found the cheat code to our whole relationship. Hidden in plain sight. On the same spreadsheet she used to plan our wedding. My name's Ethan. I'm 31. My ex-fiancée, Lauren, is 28. We were 83 days away from our wedding. Invites printed. Deposits paid. Venue locked. We were in the final stretch part. The place where couples post on Instagram with cute countdowns. Yeah, that part. And then I opened her Google Sheets. She had tabs in there for everything. Budget, seating chart, honeymoon options, even notes on potential vendors. But the tab at the very end caught my eye. It was called Alt Plans. I thought it was backup vendors or something. You know, just in case the florist ghosted or the DJ broke a leg. It wasn't. Inside was a list. It looked like a diary. Or maybe a checklist. Only it wasn't about flowers or centerpieces. It was about me. And someone named Zach. At first, I didn't understand what I was looking at. There were date stamps. Comments. Pros and cons. Stuff like, Zach doesn't judge when I want to feel reckless. Ethan equals stable. But God, sometimes it's like talking to oatmeal. Zach says I glow when I'm not playing wife. If I leave Ethan, do I lose everything or finally breathe? I remember blinking, trying to make sense of it. Then I scrolled up and saw it. Parallel exit plan. If cold feet become real. And that was it. The moment it all broke. The funny part? I didn't feel anger first. I felt humiliated. Like my whole life had been a group project where I did all the work and she turned it in with someone else's name on it. All those late night talks about color palettes and seating charts. All those deep convos about forever. Apparently, she was making a pros and cons list about who she wanted to walk down the aisle to. Me or this Zach guy. I closed the laptop. Sat in our kitchen for 3 hours. Not crying. Not thinking. Just frozen. When she got home from work, she kissed me like nothing was off. Told me about a cake tasting she'd booked for Sunday. Asked if I could take her car in for an oil change tomorrow. I said yeah. Like a robot. And then I started planning. Not the wedding. The exit. I spent the next few days moving in silence. I took photos of everything in that spreadsheet. Printed it. Dated it. Stored it in a private drive. I reached out to my cousin Jason, who works in IT. Told him I needed help retrieving deleted docs from her laptop. As a favor. Turns out there were 3 more files she had deleted weeks ago. One was a journal titled, When I'm with him, I feel like I'm pretending. She'd been seeing Zach for 6 months. They met at her gym. He didn't know she was engaged. I reached out to him too. Calmly. Said I thought he might want to know who he was dating. I sent him the documents. He was stunned. Genuinely. Said he'd confront her and block her after that. He did. She never knew I contacted him. Then came the weekend. I waited until she left for brunch with her mom. I packed. Not all of it, just what mattered. My tools. My books. My mom's necklace she gave me before she passed. And the ring I'd spent 3 months saving for. I left it in the box. Placed it right in the middle of the dining table. Next to a printed copy of the spreadsheet. And one sticky note. You planned everything. So I figured I'd let you plan this goodbye too. Then I left. I moved in with my brother that day. Turned off my phone for 48 hours. The silence was loud. When I finally turned it back on, I had 36 missed calls. Text from her mom, our mutual friends. Ethan, what's going on? Where are you? Did something happen? This isn't funny, Ethan. What is this spreadsheet? She showed up at my brother's place 2 nights later. I didn't answer the door. He did. She was crying, holding the ring box like it had answers. I stayed in the kitchen. Heard the whole thing. She swore it didn't mean anything. That she was just panicking. That everyone gets cold feet. She said Zach was a distraction. That she didn't plan to leave me. Just needed to sort out her feelings somewhere safe. Safe. She planned a dual life on a spreadsheet. That's not cold feet. That's a second life with a built-in trapdoor. She texted me later that night. Said she still wanted to marry me. That love meant forgiveness. Said we could go to counseling. Start fresh. I didn't respond. The next day, I called the vendors. Told them the wedding was off. Lost a few deposits, but most refunded with sympathy. I also made a group text. To my close friends, my parents, and hers. Hey, just a quick heads up. The wedding is off. I found out Lauren was seeing someone else for 6 months. I wish her the best, but I won't be marrying someone who builds escape routes while trying on tuxedos. Her mom called me and said I didn't have to make a scene. I said I wasn't making a scene. I was setting the record straight before she rewrote the ending. It's been 4 months since then. She moved out of our apartment. I never went back. Didn't want to be in rooms where everything felt like a rerun. She tried to post subtle things online. Quotes about healing, when trust is broken stuff. But people knew. Turns out when you plan betrayal in Google Sheets, you're not as private as you think. Mutual friends reached out. Said they were sorry. Said they never saw her that way. I said it's okay. I didn't either. I'm living alone now. It's quiet. Sometimes too quiet. But it's honest. I go to the gym again. I read more. I work late sometimes just because I can. I still think about her. Not out of longing. More like you'd think about a car crash you walked away from. The shock. The twist. The slow motion realization that everything is breaking. But I walked away. With my dignity. With the truth. And with a promise to myself. Next time, no second guesses.